Get peace of mind with the RV Advisor's extended warranty for as low as $14 per month. Visit thervadvisor.com today.
Little birdie told me I'd need RV advice.
Get information straight from the horse's mouth.
Little birdie told me I'd need RV advice.
This is the RV Advisor Podcast with your host, Tom Alexander. Get all the latest information, trends, advice from experts, stories from the road, and more in the world of recreational vehicles. Now, here's Tom.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the RV Advisor Podcast. I'm Tom Alexander. My guests today are Shay and America Martinez. Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
Did I hear a bark there? Did I hear a little furry friend in the background? Who do we got there? Who is out of frame right now? Who's off camera there?
Well, it's not just the kids.
Yeah.
We have two boys. They are 10 and 4, and we have two dogs as well. So the dogs are girls, the kids are boys.
Gotcha. Okay. So you know, keeps you busy, right?
Yes,
oh yeah, we're busy.
Definitely.
We have a full house.
Yeah,
we love it.
Yeah. That's great. So you guys are in you're in Kentucky right now, and
correct.
And is that kind of like home base, or is that I mean, you know, is that kind of, or you don't really have a home base, do you?
We don't really have a home base anymore. We are originally from California, so we're from all the way on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
We've been on the road for 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
and we've gone coast to coast, like all the way from West Coast to East Coast. I think complete trips, twice?
Twice, yeah, now.
Yeah. So back and forth twice. We worked all over the country. Kentucky was actually our first job 4 years ago, our first work camping gig.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of came back to our roots, I guess, a little bit with this pandemic. But yeah, Kentucky is a beautiful place. We love it here, but we don't really have a home base. 4 years ago, we sold our house. We sold everything. The only thing we had that was still tying us to California was a storage unit, because we weren't sure if this lifestyle was going to be forever for us at the beginning. And then we totally fell in love with it and didn't want to go back to a traditional life. So we finally made it back last year, actually, before the pandemic hit. At the very beginning of the year, we had made it back to California finally, and we got rid of that storage unit, cleaned everything out, and then made it out of California before things got really bad.
Yeah. Wow. So the timing sort of worked out for you.
Right.
Talk about that transition of going from brick and mortar to the RV lifestyle. You know, was that a big sort of sweeping change for you, or?
Well, it was at first. I mean, we went from 1,600 square feet,
1,700,
yeah, and 4-bedroom house, and and our kid had his own play space, and to this very small. Well, it's not really that small. I mean, 37 feet long. We have a 37-foot long travel trailer.
Yeah.
But going from that to a much smaller space, we thought it was going to be like hard for our oldest son, especially because he was 6 when we moved into the trailer. But he actually transitioned super easy.
Yeah, really.
It was really easy for him. Our little one, when we moved into the trailer, he was only 2 weeks old.
2 weeks old.
2 weeks old. So he knows nothing else but this lifestyle.
And we've asked him, we have friends who have houses, and he's been inside of houses. He's seen things like that. And I'm like, would you rather live in a big house? Like, if you call the trailer a house, he gets very upset. It's not a house, okay? It's a trailer, mommy. But he's proud that it's a trailer. He doesn't want to call it a house, and I've asked him, like, would you prefer to live in a big house? No. I like to be in my trailer, and I like to go new places. Okay, cool. I love that.
Yeah. Whether it's a trailer or a house, it's still home, right?
It's still
home is where we are. Home is where we're together.
Right.
And we don't have to have roots in any specific place to be home, because wherever we go, we have our belongings. Our kids have their toys. They have their beds.
Yeah.
We have
pets.
Our pets with us. We have our kitchen with us. We have our bathroom with us. Everything is here. So it doesn't really matter where we are. I could be in a parking lot at Walmart and I feel like I'm home, because my home is there.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah. And as many of us know, Walmarts are sort of a, kind of a hot spot for, RV travel, sort of overnighters, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're not an RVer if you don't boondock one night at Walmart.
If you haven't slept at a Walmart, you're not an RVer.
That's it,
We
right?
slept at a
That's like, you
Costco.
got to pass the test. I mean, is that like the stipulation for,
Yeah, it is. You have to. Like our
you get a
first
little
Walmart
badge and
experience-
everything, as
Yeah, it was so exciting. I'm like, I slept at Walmart. Like,
Yeah.
wow. You know?
Right. There you go. There
We
you
stayed at
go.
Costco parking lots, an abandoned Toys R Us store parking lot.
Yeah,
We've done
yeah.
it all.
Yeah, yeah. So do you both drive it, or do you have a drive? Primarily, it does.
I
Really,
usually drive,
you
yeah.
drive it.
She's the driver.
That's always been an intimidating thing. The bigger the vehicle for me personally, it's like I guess, geez, can I maneuver this thing? When you first started driving in America, did it take a little time for you to kind of just negotiate those turns and everything?
Oh man, it was terrifying at first.
Really?
But
Yeah.
we had one good advantage. My parents are also full-time RVers.
Oh,
And
okay.
they had been on the road for what, 5 years?
5 years
us?
before we started traveling.
5 years before us. And my dad also used to drive semis. So he's a really, really good driver. And they have a 38 or 40-foot travel trailer. They have a fifth wheel. So my dad taught us a lot. He taught her towing, he taught her backing, he taught her how to do the black tanks and gray tanks and dumping and cleaning. And, he did a
Wow.
crash course in RV living. It was like, here you go. So we had a
like
little
built-in
bit of
training right there. That's fantastic.
yeah, a little bit of that sort of advantage of having family and having somebody there to kind of support us on this journey.
Yeah, no, that's terrific.
Definitely.
Two Moms in a Trailer, you can find them on Instagram. And you guys have over 20, close to, I should say, 2,500 followers already. And that's pretty darn good. We're going to find out more about that. I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with America and Shay right after these words. I'm Tom Alexander. This is the RV Advisor Podcast. Back in just a moment.
The RVACA is a charitable organization protecting the rights of the RV owners. We'll work with dealers and manufacturers to ensure quality control is in place prior to delivery of an RV. Additionally, the RVACA provides assistance to disaster relief victims. Visit rvaca.org.
We are back on the RV Advisor Podcast. I'm Tom Alexander. My guests are America and Shay Martinez, and Two Moms in a Trailer. Look, it says it all right in the title, right? I mean, you pretty much got it. Sorry, I spit there. For you folks, it came out in 3D. I don't know. I got.
That's okay.
I'll be okay. I'll be okay. So it's on Instagram. It says we're two moms with two boys living full time in our trailer and exploring the country one state at a time. Well, we can't do all 50 states or 48, the lower 48 or whatever, but a little bit of a schlep to Hawaii, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's on our list though.
It's on your list.
Yeah.
You got to get some flotational devices for your trailer.
Right. At least for a vacation or something.
Yeah. So give us a couple hot spots, tell us a little bit about some places you visited recently and what you do when you're there. I know that, that's part of your work, right?
Right. For us, we are work campers, so we don't have any sort of online income coming in like a lot of full-time RVers do. We work camp for a living, so we kind of still work a normal 9-to-5 job in a sort of respect, but if you compare it to what we used to do, both of us, in our traditional lifestyles worked in emergency medical services. We were gone 12 plus hours a day, high stress jobs. We were gone all the time. We were just not living our lives. And now, even though we still have that sort of traditional 9-to-5 job, a work camping gig, a work camping job is just a seasonal position that gives you sight plus pay. So we almost live for free, honestly. I mean, out of the 4 years that we've been on the road, I think we've only paid quote unquote rent, maybe 6 months out of that, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's like split up, throughout those 4 years. So for the most part, we do live for free, and that takes a huge chunk out of what we need for finances. We are debt free. That's been a huge advantage. At this time, we probably will have to upgrade trailers in the future, and we do have to upgrade our trucks. So, things are coming, but as of right now, we are debt free.
Yeah.
And that has made things wonderful. We make a fraction of the amount of money that we used to make, but we are debt free now, and actually living our lives.
Yeah.
We do strive to take time off in between our jobs and just travel, be with our kids, be off for a few months, and just kind of do our thing. But usually, we try to get a job that takes us to a location we haven't been before, and then we just kind of immerse ourselves, into that environment. Go out on adventures and go hiking, get out into nature, and find all the beautiful things that there are. I mean, it's not just nature for us. We do have kids, so it's like children's museums all over the country and playgrounds all over the country, and finding all these cute little chintzy spots. But how many kids can you say have held a kangaroo in their arms? How many kids have caught a baby crocodile in Louisiana? I mean, it's just amazing the things that we've been able to do with our family. Some of our big hotspots for summer jobs were Cape Cod, Massachusetts. We worked a whole season there, 10 minutes from the beach every single day. We worked just outside of Zion National Park. We hiked the Narrows. We went on hikes all over the Red Rocks in Utah. We worked in Jellystone, got to go down into the cranberry bogs.
Yeah,
and,
we had a friend that was going to see the cranberry bogs. She owned a cranberry farm. So, that was our recent job. We were in Wisconsin, and, the park that we worked at, it was an amazing place. And they had a water park for the kids to play in.
It was incredible.
And, they could do all the activities that they offer every day. So,
we also homeschool, so a big part of that is finding, history and educating them firsthand. It's not just about fun and games, it's about education, and they're seeing these things firsthand. They're growing up in our nation's national parks and walking across the Civil War sites, and it's incredible to be able to give not only us but our children this opportunity. And I hope that we're raising two little boys that are going to change the world someday. Our oldest is already planning his van life. He wants to take off on a van someday, and he's like, I'm going to do this. And I hope that our kids backpack across Europe or something together someday. It's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's terrific, because we've talked about many times on the show how travel is one of the greatest educational tools you can do.
Oh yeah,
and it's just and I've shared this story before. My parents took me to Europe when I was 8.5 years old, spent the summer there. And I've never forgotten that trip. It was specifically Greece, which is my heritage, but, it was wonderful to, experience, the other side of the world and all that, and learn so much. Plus it's a hotbed for history too, of course. But it's great, and kids benefit. They're like sponges, right? They just pick everything up. They're so quick to learn, so curious, and what's under this rock and what's beyond that hill and all that stuff.
And that part of it too has been good for us, because I was always that mom that was like, don't get dirty, don't get in the mud, don't do those things. And now it's totally different. It's like, you are allowed to mix the Play-Doh colors. It's okay.
Right. Oh, that's great.
Helped us as parents, I think, too, to kind of relax and just have fun, and really appreciate every moment with our kids and each other.
Good for you. Good for you. Two Moms in a Trailer is on Instagram, and it's, I'm speaking with America and Shay Martinez, and I'm looking at the pictures here, and they're absolutely beautiful. Some great shots.
Thank you.
And let me ask you this. First of all, whose idea was it to kind of like begin the Instagram thing? And were you surprised when you started getting people following you just beyond friends and family?
Oh, definitely. I think my parents are probably our biggest promoters. They're constantly telling everybody, and my mom talks to everybody she meets at the RV park. she's out walking her dogs and, hey, have you heard of two moms in a trailer? You know, and then the other thing too is just finding these seasonal jobs and meeting people at the campgrounds. America usually works security, you know, so she talks to lots of people, and people are just always so interested in our lifestyle, or they think we're crazy, or they're jealous, or whatever it is, they want to know more, you know?
So we kind of both decided to do it, and we just, so we decided to do, first we did Facebook.
We're on Facebook and Instagram.
And then we
did
did
the same posts, the same
Instagram.
pages. It's just two different platforms.
Yeah.
And then we just recently got into TikTok.
Yeah,
So we're almost
TikTok.
up to 2,000 followers on there. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And we want to eventually do a YouTube channel. We're just kind of trying to figure out how to do it. It's,
It's a lot of work.
Yes. Since we do work, you know, some during the day and stuff like that, so it's kind of hard for us to figure out how to do that, but that's one of our plans.
That's definitely on the
future,
plan.
hopefully.
With TikTok, it's been really fun because it's just, you know, we're not doing the silly, crazy videos for the most part. It's just kind of more about like the action behind our pictures and seeing a little bit more of an insight of what it's like to live here with us and be here with us on a day-to-day basis, hear our voices, see our faces, see the action, and kind of see what it's like to live in a 350 square foot travel trailer, you know? So how do we decorate for the holidays? How do we cook food? How do we school our kids? You know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, but you know, look, it sounds like you've got plenty of room, and you're content, and all that matters is you're content, right? I mean, you're going from place to place. The kids are enjoying it. You're enjoying it. The pets are enjoying it.
Yes.
And you're debt free. You're virtually debt free. So I mean,
are.
what the heck? You know, I think you're. You know, I think I could think of several people that would want to trade in what they've got going for.
For sure. I mean, a perfect example of that is I'm 33, she's 34, and we've been on the road for 4 years.
Yeah.
And I think it was 2 years ago, we had to get new tires on our truck. And being adults, we have kids, we have dogs, we bought a house, we sold a house, we've had, you know, big important jobs. I've been a manager of a company, you know, all kinds of things. But 2 years ago was the first time that I was able to just go and purchase 4 new tires for my car and have the money for it and not have to worry about where it was going to come from, you know? And that was such
good feeling,
a profound moment, you know, to say I can just go buy tires and I'm a grown up and I can do it, you know, like it was amazing to actually be able to do that. Even though I used to make so much more money, we still couldn't provide for ourselves and our family. You know, now we are able to, and we're actually living. We feel younger, we feel healthier. My parents are, you know, so much healthier living this lifestyle than they were before, living in a house. And I mean, they're completely different people, you know, and we've seen it happen time and time again, like getting out into the world and away from that 9-to-5 rat race, getting out of traffic every single day and just breathing, you know. It's
good for you.
Well,
that's you know, a lot of folks are making the transition to this life, and it's, you know, it's not, there's an old commercial, you say orange juice just ain't for breakfast anymore, you know. Now it's like RVing is just ain't for old folks anymore,
right?
Oh yeah, no,
it's not just for the retired folks anymore.
It really has become, it's really trending a lot younger. So terrific.
People are just realizing that you don't have to have the white picket fence, the 2-story house, and the golden retriever, you know, to be successful in life. There's more to life than that. And you're allowed to make different choices, you know?
Yeah. Well, listen, you know what? I maybe someday if I get out on the road, we'll bump into you and say hello and have some coffee.
Campfire.
Yeah, that'd be
have
great.
A campfire, have a beer.
Have a beer. Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, throw something on the grill and we're good to go. Well, listen,
sounds
folks,
good to me.
Thank you so much for taking time out to join us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Two moms and a trailer. You can find them on Instagram, and it's America, and it is Shay, the Martinezes, and they're 2 boys and they're 2 dogs.
Yes.
And, they're coming to a town near you. All right, folks. So long. Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye.
Bye. This is the RV Advisor Podcast. Tom Alexander with you. Be back in just a moment. The RVACA is a charitable organization protecting the rights of RV owners. With your help, we'll work with dealers and manufacturers to ensure quality controls in place prior to delivery of an RV. Additionally, the RVACA provides assistance to disaster relief victims. Visit rvaca.org. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the RV Advisor Podcast. Hey, look who it is. It's Neve Carey-Zacco. Hey, Neve.
Hi, how you doing, Tom?
I'm doing well. This is our first show of the new year, so I guess I can officially say Happy New Year. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I am hanging in there, just, pulling a lot of things together from the end of last year. Finally got all those in the rearview mirror, and now I can move on. So that's a good thing.
Good.
Yeah, and I know we've got some big things planned for this year. Yeah.
We do. Super exciting. Yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, we have the new social media platform coming, so that will be super exciting to see over the next few months.
Yeah, that's going to be really, really cool. It's sort of like a Facebook for the RV community.
Yes.
So
it's going to be amazing.
That'll be a lot of fun. And then, of course, Gigi is going to be adding a new show to our roster of shows that include this very podcast here, as well as Just Ask Gigi. She's going to be the RVer's best friend as well. So that is a show that's going to include how to do things.
Cannot wait for that one.
Yeah.
Cannot wait for that show. I think it's going to be super helpful.
Yeah, it is. It's RV advice, like right in the field, and let's take care of this, let's take care of that. So it's going to be pretty interesting, and you get advice directly from the expert, and you actually see it. So
it's going to be awesome.
That'll be cool. Yeah, that'll be cool. So, and of course, I think you're working on a whole bevy of guests coming up on this podcast.
Yes, we have some super nice people all around the United States, again, traveling back on their travels after the holidays. So yeah, we'll be hearing from some new guests over the next few weeks. I'm super excited.
Excellent. Well, there you go. Very simple, short and sweet little visit here with you, Neve, our guest coordinator. And we'll be back again next show with more info. And we'll see you then, Neve.
See you then. Bye.
All right. This is the RV Advisor Podcast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.